This is a long meeting between the French and Russian presidents, much longer than anybody anticipated, 2.25 hours in all, in which they discussed all the main issues and seemed to find common language, seemed to appreciate each other's direct approach. I think one thing that was interesting too was the attempt by Emmanuel Macron that had been discussed beforehand by many European leaders on the need to try and keep Russia turned towards Europe, to try and persuade Russia that its natural allies, that its natural home, if you like, is Europe, at a time when Russia seems increasingly tempted to turn at least half, Janus-like, if you will, towards Asia and towards China in particular. Other than that, the key issues obviously were discussed: Iran, Syria, Ukraine, human rights. On Iran, there seems to be a real convergence between Russia and France, particularly now that the United States has pulled out of the nuclear deal with Iran. Both sides, however, do regard some sort of necessity to move forward on the areas of ballistic missile testing by the Iranians, on regional interference by the Iranians in Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon and Yemen, and also on what happens after 2025 when this deal runs out. But their approach differs slightly, but I think on the essentials they're pretty much on the same page. On Syria, some convergence as well, with President Macron saying that there was an agreement between the two that they should work to try to bring the small groups approach of the Western powers, the coalition, and the Astana process backed by Russia, Turkey and Iran closer together. On Ukraine, not very much progress, it has to be said. Russia blaming the Ukrainians entirely for the failure of progress on the Minsk agreement, the roadmap, if you like, for bringing peace to Donbass.